So I left secondary school and went to college and studied travel and tourism. Don't really know why. It was just what I wanted to do at the time, no particular big plan. And then that led me to move into or go into work in Crete for a summer. But that summer turned into 10 years. And back in the mid-2000s in Liverpool, if I remember rightly, there was over 1,000 men and 22 women in the brigade when I joined. So when I first went onto my station, I know for a fact one of the men put in for, and he'd been there for years, put in for a change and to move stations because a woman was coming. And that was hard, wow. You know. He hadn't even met me, but anyway, I just had to push through, and I made some great friends. And that was one of the reasons, one, why I wanted to start the retreats in the first place, so that, because I knew I wanted somewhere to go, and I thought, well, other people must then. I also wanted to make sure that it was really, really friendly environment and really open to everyone, so that people didn't think that they wouldn't fit in. Everybody fits in because we're all unique, and there's a place for everybody.
There is.
Hello and welcome to Meet Your Inspiration podcast with Meri and Rich. Here we're talking about inspiration, motivation and empowerment. Our guests are ordinary people who became extraordinary, and with sharing their stories, we want to empower you to become the person you want to be, to go beyond your dreams.
This morning we're going to welcome our special guest, Sara Ottley from Camping Retreats. And it's great to have you with us this morning, Sara.
Thank you very much for coming and being our guest. How we met, Sara?
We met her through...
No, I met you first time. I've
did.
seen you to Breakthrough Woman.
Yes, it was.
I was actually saying this morning to Richard about it because, you were sitting on a table next to mine. I've been to one of their events, room full of great women. And I know that Stronger Together, they were talking something, and somehow, they talk about you, you stand up, and I was like, what's going on here? Something is between these people. And I understand what was the connection, which we can share a bit later. And I was really inspired by what I've heard and seen. And after that, a few times we bump in each other.
And that's where I met you at one of Zoe Khan's events.
It was,
Yeah.
Yes. And now you are here, and we are really looking forward to learn more about you and the strong woman you are.
Yes.
So we're going to take you back into time, and we're going to ask you, where was taken your path, working path, let's say, after secondary school?
Yeah.
What's happened with you?
Oh, thank you for having me. It's exciting, isn't it, to get to talk about my life and remember back. So I left secondary school and went to college and studied travel and tourism. Don't really know why. It was just what I wanted to do at the time, no particular big plan. And then that led me to move into or go into work in Crete for a summer. But that summer turned into 10 years.
Was that a travel company you were working for?
No, it was. I just went back then in the 90s, mid 90s or early 90s. You just went to work abroad and didn't really have a plan or any job to go to. But we just went. We just booked a one-way ticket to Crete, and eventually got a job in a bar and working behind the bar. I was 19, and then just being there over the summer seasons, I built up trust with the local Greek people, and eventually was offered to run a bar of my own on an amazing deal, 50% of the profit. And we were able to turn it into whatever we wanted. And I was 23 at the time. And so me and my friend Donna turned this bar into Flares, which is 70s and 80s themed bar.
And where was that? Which town was that?
In Malia.
Malia,
which
famous Malia.
is a party town.
Absolutely.
And we were so lucky. We were just in the right place at the right time, to be honest. And Malia was thriving back then. It was really, really popular.
What year was that, Sara?
This was the bar opened in 1998. Yes. I went in 1993. So I had 5 years running, just working in other places and building, connections with the local people. And then this lovely guy called Yanni had a bar on the main strip, but it was very quiet. He wasn't going to come back. He was going to lock it up and go back and live in Holland with his wife. And we just said to him one day, can we, how about we run it for you? Donna and I will run it for you. I think we were drunk at the time, chatting over the bar. And Yanni was like, oh yeah, whatever. And then the next morning he came to find us by the swimming pool. I remember it so vividly. We were relaxing by the swimming pool, and he came over to us and he said, that conversation last night, he said, about the bar. And we said, yeah. And he went, if you want to, you can do it. And he basically gave us his bar, and we kept 50% of the profit, and we sent him 50% of the profit. And he lived in Holland for 5 years, and it was really busy, and we were so lucky.
I mean, that's such a busy town as well, isn't it?
Such a busy town.
It's an amazing beach there as well, isn't it? It's fantastic.
Beautiful, yeah.
What an opportunity.
Yeah, I know.
For that age.
I know, I couldn't believe it. And Donna and I, we're still friends now, and we look back and we made such beautiful memories, and we had a ball, and we used to get dressed up in costume every night and wigs and do 70s dancing, on the street to try and attract people to come in, and routines, and yeah.
But obviously it was working if it was going on after that. For how many years you did it? 5 years?
I ran the bar for 5 years. Donna stayed for a couple of years and came home, and I ran it on my own for a couple of years. And then I left the end of 2002, I think. Yeah. And, it just ran its course, really. I wanted something else. 10 years was a long time to be in Crete, and I was ready for something more.
Did you stay out of the season as well?
Yeah. In those 5 years we had the bar, I stayed in the winter as well. So.
And what did you manage to do in the winter time?
Nothing, but I didn't need to do anything. It was really lovely.
Yeah. Imagine after a busy summer that maybe day and night is all one.
Yeah.
And how did you find, obviously, to live in Greece and live in...
Yeah, it was beautiful, and I took the family back there this year, actually, and it's the first time I've been back since I left, and I was so excited to land on Crete and to show them everything about it, the food and the people. And we went back to see some of my old friends who are still there, and it's just magical. It still feels like home even now, 25 years later, or however long it is since I left. Yeah.
And it's a beautiful island as well. There's so diversity. I remember going when I was, I don't know, it must have been about 89. And I remember this freshwater lake in the middle of nowhere, right in the centre.
Yeah.
And I remember going on paddler there and just swimming in the lake. And it was just absolutely stunning place to go. It was just lovely. It was so peaceful.
It is. And there's so, like you said, it's a really big island. We forget how big it is. And, it can take hours and hours to drive from one side to the other. And there's so much to do and so many different beautiful spots. And I mean, Malia now is still a party town, so it's not where I wanted to go with the kids, but we went through and we saw it. And then my bar is still there. It's closed now, but we decorate it. We painted it all crazy themed colours and all wacky, sort of 70s. We stuck records all on the wall, and it's all still there. Wow. Yeah.
I just can't imagine the feeling once you walk there with your kids. Like, I spend significant time of my...
Yeah, no, and I'm encouraging my eldest now to go travelling a bit, between school and uni, to maybe just go and go to Europe and work, see how she gets on, because it'd be nice for her to do that.
So where did the journey go next?
So after that, I came back to the UK, and I really wanted to find a job that was going to make me stay, because I knew that I had wanderlust and I was wanting to sort of go off. So I joined the Fire Brigade in Liverpool, and I became a full-time firefighter.
Wow.
Honestly.
that is a right surprise.
Yeah.
I just want to see what else you're going to bring from the hat.
Yeah.
This is what I love on this podcast, honestly.
You never know where we're going next.
No, I know. And that was an experience, of course. So this was mid 2000s, and I was a whole time firefighter in Merseyside, and it was tough, actually. It was tough. Not the actual job. I loved the job. I loved the diversity and the fact that you didn't know what was going to happen, and you go on to shift, and all of a sudden you get called out to something, and you'd have to work and think on your feet. But what was difficult, I felt, was having to do things a very, very set way when I'm such a free spirit. And obviously you got the safety and the health and safety, and you have to follow route,
and that's life,
of course,
critical, isn't it?
And so I just felt like it wasn't me, although I loved the challenge and the excitement of it.
How did you find working in an environment which is generally,
Men.
Firefighters are mainly men? Was that easy or hard?
It was tough. And back in the mid 2000s in Liverpool, if I remember rightly, there was over 1,000 men and 22 women in the brigade when I joined. So when I first went onto my station, I know for a fact one of the men put in for, and he'd been there for years, put in for a change and to move stations because a woman was coming. And that was hard,
Wow.
They hadn't even met me. But anyway, I just had to push through, and I made some great friends, men and some of the women who joined as well. So yeah, it taught me a lot, but it was, and it made me stronger character, definitely. Made me realise that I can do things I never thought I could.
Because there's obviously fitness, there's a lot of discipline.
Yeah.
There's, like you said earlier, procedures.
Yeah.
And learning how to do things. And there's also strong leadership, I'd imagine, within the fire service as well.
Yeah, and just putting, just getting on. You need to obviously think quick on your feet, but you also need to take action, and you need to have conviction in what you're doing, and you need to be aware and alert and all those things. And obviously when you're in various situations that are challenging, and I am quite an emotional person and a sensitive person, and that was another thing. It's hard to see situations and then to stop overplaying them, or
did you get help for trauma and things for time?
Not really.
No? You just had to just take it on board, really, and just. I guess you're sharing the experience with each other as well, aren't you?
And we would
everyone's
talk.
seeing the things and supported.
Yeah, I think it's better now, and things have evolved a little bit. And I think I also probably put a bit too much pressure on myself, trying to sit into a man's world, and thought, oh, I can't ask for help, and I have to deal with it, and I have to be what I think they expect of me. And they probably didn't expect that of me. I think I put a lot of pressure on myself. It's interesting when you reflect back, isn't it? And you think maybe I could have stuck at it. Maybe I could have carried on, and it would have been my long-term career. But at the time, I was putting a lot of pressure on myself to fit a mold.
Which is not good at the end of the day, because you spend most of your time there, and all this stress and pressure, it's not beneficial at all.
Yeah, no. But the shifts were great. It was 4 days on, 4 days off, and I could cope with that. Yeah,
that was
what you were doing in the 4 days off.
I was off in my camper van.
Okay. This is the time where the love for camper vans starts as well?
Yes. So I bought my first camper van. I actually drove my first camper van over to Crete, and I had it over there, which was nice to have a 70s theme bar and then a 1971 Bay VW camper van. And that journey across Europe was brilliant. But then when I came back, that was my sort of everyday car. So I was driving around. And then, just always
But how that love start with the camper vans? Where did this come from? Was it something in your family that was?
I think when we were little, we did go on holiday in one in the 70s, and I just remember that vaguely. And then it just seemed to be something. Whenever one would drive past, I would just look at it, and I always wanted one. And I've still got that love for.
Have you still got one today?
Yes.
VW camper van. Because they've just got that distinctive sound, haven't they? And everything about it is just like it's got something special about it.
Yeah, and I think for me, it's the possibilities that having your sort of home on your back, and you can just drive anywhere, and you don't need anything else. You can sleep, you can eat, you can have shelter, you can look out of the window at a different view every day. It's the possibilities that you get in a camper van.
You sounds like a very much free, how is called that? Free
Spirit?
free spirit
Yeah.
person. Are you? You kept that?
I am.
All these years, obviously, because even this that you made to Crete to go and take that decision at 19 and to be involved in all that, and now you're obviously people maybe can't see that, but your eyes are talking when you talk about the camper van. It's like this is your thing.
Yeah, it is. Luckily, I've managed to sort of mould my work around that now as well. So,
which is very much, I would say, it's playing a really good role and vital role for your life, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay, so
how did we steps from the fire brigade into something new?
All right, so I went from the fire brigade. I met my husband to be, and he lived in London, and I was in Liverpool. So I took a sabbatical from the fire brigade just to test our relationship, and I moved to London. And in that year, I qualified as a personal trainer in London, and then for about 12 years then I started to I like being self-employed. It's just the thing I do. So that was another thing the fire brigade taught me, was actually I'm probably better off working for myself, because I like to do things just my way and just mold things. So I started as a PT in London, which was a really good time to do that as well, sort of later on in the 2000s, and was able to build up a business there. So I built up a business in Blackheath called Burn It Fitness. And we were running boot camps on Blackheath and having personal training, small group personal training. And then we opened a personal training studio in Blackheath Standard, which is a little area just next to Blackheath, which was great. And then ran the studio for a few years. This was all as well as having kids. So at that point I had 2 girls. So I was living in Maidstone and commuting up to London and running the business and building the business, which was great. And I loved it. But it was hard. It was hard to be a mom and run a business
with 2 kids, commute and to do all that and to run our own business.
Yeah.
And did you have your own studio as well?
Yes.
So that's a big commitment.
Yeah,
well,
so we took on a premises and we went VAT registered and all those things that come along with that. It's a big learning curve, and it was great. It evolved, and then in 2017 or 2016, I got pregnant with what is now my lovely little boy. 8 years on, he's a joy, but it was a shock, and we weren't planning any more kids, so it was like, oh my goodness, I can't do this and run the business. I just can't do it. It was too much. So we chose to have Benjamin, and I sold my half of the business, and it was like a massive weight off my shoulders, a massive weight. And then I was like, I just felt free again, to be a mum, and can see that gets me emotional, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, for sure.
That was a big decision in my life, and then it was so lovely because, like I said, I was free again to kind of start again without this big constraint of a business and feeling like I had to keep running it, and I couldn't sort of get out. So Ben saved me. Actually, he saved me because he helped me make that decision to leave that business.
Something happened in your life, and it's just maybe at the moment you don't realize, but after that you turn around and you see that was for a reason.
Yeah, definitely.
And what a beautiful reason to have.
Yeah, and he's an absolute joy, and he gave all of us actually a lot, because we were a family of 4 and 2 girls, and all of a sudden we had this lovely little boy, so he really had 3 mummies because they were old enough to help me by then. We had a lovely time those first few years when he was little. I wasn't really working so much, just dabbling little bits and bobs. And then we bought a Volkswagen camper van, another one, for the family. So we had a few years without one, and then we bought one in 2022. and it's beautiful. It's a Brazilian import, so they started remaking the old type
The original
looking
ones.
ones in Brazil for a few years. I think 2009 they started making them. So we bought one that's a Brazilian import. So it looks like an old one, but it runs better, it's more reliable, and it's got, you know, power steering and brakes that work. And anyway, so we fell in love with this camper van, and we got it home, and it was sat on the driveway. And I was just thinking, I mean, I love the family, of course, the dog and the 3 kids and my husband, but all I was looking at this camper van was thinking, I just want to go away on my own and just have some peace,
just a moment
and
together.
escape, you know, and just not have to do all the stuff when you go as a family. You've got to,
Lots of responsibilities.
Yeah. Sometimes you need a bit of time on your own, a bit of a real retreat. And do things.
Definitely. Yeah. And I just thought there must be other women out there, because I didn't know where to go or what to do. I just knew I wanted to go on my own. And I wanted to feel safe. And I knew that if I went somewhere just in the van on my own, I'd just sit there and I'd be thinking, well, what am I going to do now? I like company and I like people. And so I was in a few camper van groups on Facebook, and I put a little notice on there saying, we've just bought a camper van. I'm thinking about starting to do some retreats, because at the time I was running a few day retreats locally. And I just put on there, would anyone be interested in coming on a camper van retreat? And I called it camper van retreat on that post. And about 60, 70 women all responded saying, oh my God, that sounds amazing. Yeah, I'd love that. And I thought, wow. And that's
this is the foundation of a new adventure completely.
Yeah. And it just dawned on me. I thought, wow, I could do that. I could start to pull that idea together. And it really excited me, because one thing I really enjoy actually is the start of something, that birth of an idea, and sort of the evolving of it. And I kind of did that with the bar in Greece, and then I did that with Burn It Fitness, and this was kind of my next one. And I thought, oh yeah, no, that sounds
There's something quite amazing, isn't it, about starting a new venture?
Yeah.
Thinking about the ideas, how to develop it, what could happen out of it, and also where it goes.
Yeah.
Because we never know where it goes.
No, and the people you meet on the way are the most. That's the most important thing.
And especially with what you're doing.
Yeah.
Escape to luxury at Hempstead House Hotel and Spa, an elegant country house hotel in Bapchild, near Sittingbourne, Kent. Relax with indulgent spa treatments. Dine in style with exquisite cuisine. Perfect for getaways, weddings and events. Experience luxury in the heart of Kent. Book your stay today.
Be the first to discover Kent's best events all in one free app. What's On in Kent is a new and rapidly growing app where you can find days out information, places to eat, festivals, concerts, markets, and much more around you. Just with few clicks on your phone or computer, you can stay updated with real-time info and explore events across Kent. Don't even think twice. Just download. It's free.
So Camper Van Retreats was born in 2022, and then I just did a one-night retreat and put a few spaces available, and I got 10 ladies from wherever, sort of around Maidstone in Kent, to come along. Didn't know any of them. They were just on this Facebook group. £99 for a night, and we did yoga, which I was a yoga teacher by then, and we did a lovely nature walk, and we did a sound bath in the woods and a campfire. And we had a fabulous time. And
did you go very far? Did you?
No,
it
was literally in Maidstone on one of my old PT clients' grounds. He said we could use it for sort of a trial night. Beautiful grounds near Beerstead, and we just had a great time, and everyone said they loved it and they'd come again, but maybe it should be 2 nights because it was a bit short. So then they evolved, and we did a 2-night one a few months after that, and then everyone said, oh, it's a bit short, maybe it should be 3 nights.
But that's good, because obviously people love it, and it's needed. That's the most important, that it's needed.
Yeah, and that's it now. The ladies who come along, it's women only, and women come in their own camper vans, And of course, you could hire a van or borrow a van, but generally, there's a lot of people out there with camper vans sitting on their drive, wanting to go,
Waiting to go somewhere.
yeah, waiting to go somewhere, knowing that they'll be looked after and safe, and and it'll all be organised, and you can dip in and out of the activities, so it's not an itinerary that you have to join in everything, and it's exhausting. And you can come along, you can take what you need. It's small as well, so maybe now it's about 12 to 15 women at each retreat, and I hire private venues that you can't get to on your own normally, so not just a regular campsite with other campers around. It's private estates or private campsites or farms and things like that, where we have space with facilities. So there's loos and showers, and some beautiful
Which
places.
ladies like? They like to have something.
Oh yes, it's important, isn't it?
Very important.
And some vans have showers and loos, and that are motorhomes, and they're big, and other vans are tiny little vans, so it's nice for everyone to know that they've got the basics.
Yeah, exactly. That's the most important thing, isn't it?
Yeah. And now, I think, how many retreats have I done now? About 17, I think, something like that. We're heading towards 20, and some of the ladies who still come along came on that very first one, and people come back, and people get to know each other, and then they'll go off on their own and meet separately outside the retreats and go off on little holidays together, or meet up for weekends, or some of the groups have gone abroad on trips together. Wow. So yeah, it's really lovely.
Really doing it around the country. It's not
around
specifically
the UK.
Just Kent, yeah.
Yes. So it started in Kent, but then I realised that obviously not everyone is going to want to be able to drive to Kent. So we then have got a beautiful place in Pembrokeshire that we go to called Hilton Court, which is a gorgeous adult-only campsite, but we hire the whole place, and it's got all manicured grounds and a lake and a sauna on site.
And that's a beautiful part of South Wales, isn't it?
It's just a really long way from Kent. So when I go, I have to...
I hope you're going for more than 2 nights.
Yeah. No, I normally add on a night either side, and it's a 3-night event now, so... Yeah, and then we've got Essex as well, which is a new venue, and then Lewis I've been to a few times, and we've got a new one in Glastonbury next year. So yeah, it's nice to find new venues and for people to recommend places they think might work. So my sort of camper van retreat community is very good for that. They'll go, oh, I know somewhere, or my friend's got a venue, or
sounds.
Yeah.
All this time that you are doing all this entrepreneurial journey, did you had someone around you that was the big inspiration, the supporter, someone that was teaching you something to do?
Well, my dad is definitely the catalyst, I guess. When we were growing up, he was always self-employed, and he was always starting new businesses or having new ideas. And whenever I was younger, he would really encourage me. And my mum would, but my dad was sort of the breadwinner, and he would always sort of say, you can do it. Yeah, of course you can. And it's funny because when I came up with the campervan retreat idea, I phoned my dad, and he's still with us, so I still phone him up, but now he's less sort of less excited about my ideas. But I phoned him up about the campervan retreat idea, and I said, Dad, I've had this great idea. The campervan, I'm going to start retreats for women. And he went, oh, well, you've got a problem there. And I said, what? And he went, women don't drive campervans. I was like, Dad,
come on,
watch me. Time has changed.
I always think back to that, but exactly. But I think he's probably thinking back in the day, maybe my mum wouldn't have wanted to drive it, but
nowadays
I was like, no. So that one, I would prove him wrong in the first place. But yeah, lots of women drive campervans and motorhomes and buses and all sorts of things. So yeah, he's definitely my inspiration, and he and my mum have always taught me that you can do whatever you put your mind to, and just crack on with it. Really,
this is quite important support, isn't it? To come from your closest circle to push you and to help you to go and do it. Because while I'm listening to you, in the meantime, I know And I know lots of people who always stop themselves rather than when I was listening your story. That's why I'm a bit speechless. Apologize, but it's like I absolutely love how you get to an idea, and it's exactly this. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'll give a go, and then another one, and I saw this, and then I start again. It's just brilliant. But you had obviously a good example
Yeah.
and a great support,
Yeah.
which is how your husband was looking on that. Obviously, when you told him I want to start these retreats and go on my own, obviously you've got a big family you need to leave him with. How was his support on that?
Yeah, he was very supportive. He knows me by now, and he is encourages me. But he also wants to make sure that I'm not taking on too much, which I did do with Burn It Fitness. It was a lot, and I think he then realised that I can hit burnout, as we all can, and I needed to make sure I find the balance with what I was doing. And the retreats are quite nice because, like you said, you go away for a little bit, but then I can come back and then I can be there and be
Although you're
mummy
organising as well, it's also not relaxing, but it is. There are moments of relaxation because you're talking and meeting people and joining up with
I
people.
get to join in all the bits that I organise on the itinerary, so that's great. The sound baths and the walking and the
Tell me about a
paddleboarding.
sound bath. What's a sound bath?
Oh, so a sound bath is basically where everybody sort of lies or sits very still and calm and comfortable, and then we bring in a facilitator who might be bringing some singing bowls and some gongs and some musical instruments and flutes and chimes. And then they play for everybody just to sit and listen and to relax and to absorb the sound and the frequencies of the sound. And it's just a really nice way. It's quite emotive. Some people can get sort of hallucinations and sort of different things coming up because it just brings about this sort of sense of well-being and emotion. But it's just really nice, and
it's very relaxing.
It's relaxing, very,
because
very.
It's a bit like probably when you have
half the time.
probably when you lie on and someone's giving you a facial or something, and you just sort of sit there and just relax and listen to the music and just sort of like.
Yeah, it's lovely. A lot of people have never had a sound bath, or maybe not sure what they are. They're a little bit more around now with more retreats happening, but yeah, it's nice to for people to come along, and maybe that at one of the campervan retreats, their first experience might be yoga. They maybe have never done yoga before, and then they come and do yoga with me or one of the other yoga instructors, or a sound bath. It's a nice thing to sort of open people's minds too, because the women who come on the retreats are all very different. Some people come and they're really into retreats and yoga and that kind of thing, and then other people have never done anything like that before, and they don't know what to expect, and they come in. Most people come alone, so they don't know anyone. But as soon as
which is quite nerve-wracking in itself, isn't it? Because for a lot of people that's quite hard, and you're breaking out of your comfort zone when you go somewhere on your own, meet people, and you don't know who you're going to meet, and that can be quite challenging. I mean, we often talk about how we approach networking, and it is a form of networking while you're on holiday.
Definitely.
It's not always easy, but
that was one of the reasons. One, why I wanted to start the retreats in the first place, so that because I knew I wanted somewhere to go, and I thought, well, other people must then. But I also wanted to make sure that it was really, really friendly environment and really open to everyone, so that people didn't think that they wouldn't fit in. Everybody fits in because we're all unique, and there's a place for everybody.
There is.
And people always walk. When at the end of the retreat, we do a closing circle where we all come together and everybody says how they feel and what they're taking away from the retreat. And that's one of the things that really comes, that people mention, is that they've felt so welcome and they've not felt pressured. They could just do whatever they wanted, and everyone's so supportive and no expectation. Conversations just flow, and it's
because
so
there's
natural.
well people with same thoughts and same values and mindset. Because if I like that, because you need to be, as you said, free spirit. You need to be campervan lover. You need to like nature and all these things.
Yeah,
so
we're already
lots of half of the thing is done. It's just for them to feel safe and open. And I've seen on Instagram a few of the places you've been and the little videos that are about it. It's lovely.
Yeah.
It looks absolutely amazing, and everybody looks so happy.
Yeah, it is.
Is there any? Can you see the age group? Is there any particular age group, or it's quite mixture?
It is mixed. So quite a few of our ladies are maybe retired or semi-retired or kind of thinking towards that. So sort of 50s, 60s. A couple of ladies have been in their 70s, late 70s who come along,
Wow.
which is amazing, yeah. And then we've had a few who are in their 20s or maybe come with their mum, or we did a mother and daughter one. So a couple of years ago, I was diagnosed with, to put a sort of spanner in the works, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And
you already started the campervan retreat?
Yes. So the campervan retreat started in 2022, and then in 2023, Christmas 2023, I found a lump in my breast, and naively thought, I say naively, I thought, oh, it's nothing, but I'll go and get it checked out. And then everything snowballed from that moment, really, to it being them telling me just before Christmas that they highly suspected it was cancer, to brace myself. And then after that, I had to go through full treatment for stage 3 breast cancer.
Stage 3.
So I had a mastectomy. I didn't have reconstruction. I decided to stay flat. Single-side mastectomy, which is fine, and I'm proud of that. And I think that's my decision.
Alive, you are here. That's
absolutely.
most
important thing. Yeah, absolutely.
And then
a big question, obviously, if you find it, then how stage 3? Isn't it far too ahead? It's not beginning, isn't it?
Yeah, it's far.
So is that mean that the lump was there quite a long time, or the lump is appearing later and there is no way you would catch it before?
Well, I didn't check my breasts every month. I probably checked them sporadically. And naively, I also, because I've got quite small boobs, I just thought I'm not at risk. I don't know why. I just thought, oh, well, I've not got big boobs.
And we talk the normal check at home that people are advised nowadays.
And I just thought, I'll probably see something if it's there. So I just didn't check. And then my friend Sam was diagnosed with breast cancer, and she obviously was talking to me, and I thought, oh, I'll have a little check. And then I found this lump, and then I found another lump along from that one, and I thought, oh, that's weird, like pea-sized lump, hard like a pea, and at the side of my body, on my rib cage, really more than in my chest. So, but what that turned out to be was cancer in the lymph nodes. So, yeah, I think, and also the cancer that I was diagnosed with, I had 2 different types of cancer in the breast tissue. One was triple negative, which is a bit more aggressive and harder to treat, I've learned now. And the other one was hormone receptive. So who knows how long they've been there? You know, the triple negative is quite fast growing.
No, but this is what I mean, that have you checked before quite a lot or not? But
not really.
Obviously not.
Unfortunately not. And anyone
one
listening,
reminder, ladies, check yourself.
check your boobs, because the earlier we find these things, the better. So so it ended up being stage 3, and then I had to have surgery, and then after surgery I had cancer. I had chemotherapy, and I used to have really long hair, and I shaved all that off and donated that to charity and raised a bit of money on the back of that, because it was going to fall out anyway. I was told that. And I could have put something on called a cold cap if I wanted to try and save my hair. But that has its own issues, and it's challenging to wear while you're going through chemotherapy treatment, and you have to be longer in the treatment chair because of this cold cap. And I thought, oh, it just wasn't for me. I'm just going to crack on. So all my hair went. And chemotherapy was obviously tough. And
Did you choose to go for a wig or not? Because that's always a difficult decision.
Yeah, I did buy a wig. Me and my husband were laughing about this the other day so much because I wanted to get one that was very similar to my old hair. And there's a lot of different wigs out there, but I ended up investing in a wig, a lot of money, nearly £1,000 on a wig.
Wow.
I know. And bless him, he was like, if you need it, you need it. We'll find the money. Just get whatever you need. So I bought this wig and I was really excited. And then I think I wore it 2 or 3 times. In the end, I wasn't bothered.
Did you find it made your head hot as
A
well?
bit,
Because it's a bit
because
like
it was
putting a hat
summer
on.
when I
It's
was
a bit like
going
putting
through.
a hat on, isn't it? That's the thing.
Yeah,
When you wear any kind of hat, your head gets really
it
hot.
does, hot and itchy. And I just thought, well, who am I wearing the wig for? Is it for everyone else or is it for me? And I thought, do you know what? I'm not bothered. So I ended up, picking my little boy up from school, completely bald, and I didn't really care. By that point, that wasn't whatever anyone else.
The thing is, it's a natural beauty and just being raw as yourself, isn't it?
And nobody batted an eyelid, actually.
No,
It was
no.
really strange. I used to think everyone would be like staring at me, and nobody batted. No one gave me a second glance. Not that I noticed anyway, which was nice.
Yeah. How obviously from the moment of they tell you how your emotions, mother of 3 kids,
It's awful.
how all this gone, who helped you. I know here, quite in the beginning of the podcast, we had a lady that gone through, it was different kind of cancer. But if I must be honest, she shared similar stories about the wigs and etc. Another brave woman that sat here today. She's absolutely in a great health and enjoying life. But this is the tough moment where how you go over this, the support. What support did you get?
Yeah.
How you managed to save yourself?
Yeah, I'm still trying to save myself every day. It's such a shock. You always think it's not going to happen to you. It's always something that happens to other people. My whole life, my health and fitness has always been the priority. So I've always exercised. I've always ate well, although of course we can improve that. But so I always thought that I was reducing my risk as much as I can. I haven't got the cancer gene. People always say that, have you got the gene? And I think 95% of breast cancer people haven't got the gene. So no, I didn't have that. My mum's never had cancer. So it was just such a shock. And at that time as well, I felt really well. I just started running again. I was probably the fittest I've ever been. And you think, well, how can I have cancer and feel so well? And it was strange because I'm going into surgery, walking in, feeling really well, knowing that when you walk out, you're going to lose range of movement in your shoulder. You're going to be numb forever because I've got numbness in this shoulder and arm forever now because I've had the lymph nodes removed. I'm going to only have one breast. I'm going to have scar tissue. I'm going to have to go through a lot of physio just to get movement back, and it's difficult that because it's not like you feel ill
now. Do you feel
I've got
much stronger?
Yes, but not like it was. And I'm still practicing yoga, and I'm trying all the time to improve it, but it's still numb, and I still get shooting pains. This is 2 years after surgery nearly now.
And were you right-handed or left-handed, and did that affect your movement in your hands as well?
It's a good question, but luckily I'm left-handed.
Right.
And it was on my right side, so that was helpful. But yeah, now when I'm training at the gym, I have to be obviously conscious because I'm at risk of something called lymphedema, which is swelling, because the lymph nodes have all been removed because there was cancer in 11 of the nodes, which is quite a lot. So it was on its way to spread into stage 4, and that's really now what I'm living with. And I have got support around me who are there, but unless you've gone through it, it's very hard, and so I'm just fearful that eventually it will come back, and it might be stage 4.
No, you're not gonna think about that.
I know, you
It's,
can't help
yeah.
it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's very
there.
difficult, but try to focus. You've got so many beautiful things to focus on, but I'm sure it's how long took you obviously out of the love for campervans and to get back
so
a year or more.
When I was diagnosed, my friend Jackie stepped in and ran the retreats for as long as I needed her to so that I didn't have to cancel any, because I had everyone booked on, and which was amazing, because how many people would have been able to do that. So Jackie stepped in and all the retreats went ahead in 2024, and I wasn't able to go to lead any of them while I was going through treatment. But then 2025 came along, and I felt strong enough to, and it was strange stepping back into that place, actually. And I was going to stop the business at that point, so I was thinking, I can't do it. It's just too much. I'm not strong mentally or physically, and what am I doing? I'd lost my sort of excitement for it, and I was scared. And then, so I was going to close campervan retreats down, and I was really sad about it, but I didn't see any other way. And then I came across a Facebook post that was from a charity called Stronger Together Through Cancer. And it was basically for people exactly like me. And it was a Kent-based charity. It just started, it was new, and they support women, or people, not just women, who have gone through a cancer diagnosis, who are self-employed, to keep their business going when more than 50% of people close their businesses down, because you fall off a cliff and you can't run a business when you're going through treatment. Luckily, Jackie, my friend, helped me to that point, but when it was me to come back, I was like, I can't do it. So I contacted the charity, and I met with the two founders, Adele and Fiona, and it was like I'd found these angels. Oh, I'm gonna get upset now.
Have the tears, have everything.
They kind of wrapped themselves around me and said, we understand, because they both had cancer and they were both business owners, and that's why they started the charity, and they got it, and they were there for me, so that together we said, no, it's not going to fold, it's just going to go in the way that I can cope with now. And then they helped me sort of keep my confidence up and connect with other women who could just help me sort of fill in the gaps that I couldn't do anymore. And so that charity has been massive, and I definitely would not have been able to carry on without them.
This explained the love and the thing that I've seen, where they were talking on, I wouldn't say stage, but in front of everybody, and you were sitting almost at the end of the room, it's still in front of me, and the minute they talk about you and your face and all the vibe in the room, because everybody knew about what it is about, now all makes sense, because I heard about them, I didn't know in details about it, but look what a fantastic charity they've got, and how you find them in the right time.
And the thing is, when people have a cancer diagnosis, if you're employed, you have obviously sick pay and HR to support you, and a boss, and so that's there. And when you're if you're retired, you've got your pension, and if you're unemployed, you can get some funding from the government. But when you're self-employed, there's nothing there. There's nobody to turn to. There's no money coming in. You can't just all of a sudden, get pay. And I think they could see that, and then emotionally as well, So I think it's a really fantastic charity that really fills a gap for people who just all of a sudden get a diagnosis out of the blue. And your business could be thriving. You could be at the forefront of everything, leading everything.
But how does your business cope when you're not there for a week or 2 weeks or 6 weeks, 6 months? Yeah, exactly.
And that's it. And that's why most businesses fold.
Yeah. And it takes huge courage to go through that, and having that support network around you and the kindness of people around you is just immense, isn't it?
And when your business is, well, for me, it's my fourth baby. You don't want it. you want to keep it going because it gives you a purpose, doesn't it? That's why we're self-employed, and that's what we love to do. But all of a sudden, if you physically can't or emotionally can't, then the charity are there just to give you some solutions and some answers, and to get other people to help you through those hard bits, to get people to come and do the school run for you, to get people to cook for you, to get people who might do your accounts for a bit for you, or deliver some of the things you need to normally deliver.
And the thing is, you feel almost immortal in some ways, don't we? Where sometimes we feel as if we're like so strong, and like, obviously you're so fit. So like all these things just can't come, like you said, right, a little bit ago, like, it can't be me because like I'm super fit. I eat healthy. I live a great life. And also, and you're so used to doing all these things. Yeah. And obviously, I mean, when you like things like chemotherapy and radiotherapy, they take it out of you. And obviously, the operation for sure. Obviously, that's and that immobility, and you suddenly feel a bit hopeless and helpless. Yeah. And that's a hard thing, I think, for anyone. Yeah. I mean, if anyone's poorly, even for a few days, and you feel as if you can't get up and do something, if you're used to being, you just like it overpowers you, doesn't it? Really.
Yeah, and you don't see that it's ever going to come to an end when you're in it, but it does.
Of course, look at you, 2 years later, lovely retreat.
Yeah, and you can get,
and I'm sure you've got great ideas going ahead and plans.
Yeah. Well, next year, got seven campervan retreats planned, and which is great, across the year and across the country, and a winter one as well, which is the first time I've done a winter one, which is lovely. So we're gonna hunker down a bit. We've got some indoor space that we can come together, and then we're gonna it's in Pembrokeshire. We're gonna take a hike across the Pembrokeshire coastline with hats and gloves and scarves on because it'll be blowy. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And it's funny because once you've gone through cancer, and then I do wear my heart on my sleeve, and it's part of my story. So I'm very open to talk about it. So when a lot of the women who come on the retreats, they've gone through the same, and we probably would never have talked about it, but we're there, and everyone, or a lot of people, or will encourage each other and inspire each other to move forward.
But I think,
and it's important to talk about that. And I know it's a difficult part in the journey, but I really admire your strength to talk about that. I've seen on Instagram you share as well, because it is part of the journey. And as much as we hear from, as I like to say, real people, everybody are real people, but when you sit in front of someone and you hear that, and exactly give you the example that lots of things are happening out of the blue. Yeah. And that's why we need to appreciate every single day and to do what we love and to enjoy the life, because you never know. But it's good to share that experience, and to once again, please check. I know that even men can be affected, isn't it, by this? So men, women, check your breasts.
And of course nobody wants to find anything, but there's no point in hiding from it. And if I'd have found my lumps earlier, then I wouldn't have had to have gone through all the treatment I did necessarily, but also I wouldn't be living in quite as much fear now, because obviously the more advanced it is, the more chance it has of getting to stage 4, which is not reversible. So,
exactly.
But
you know what? It's amazing, because every time we've met you, you always walk in the room. You light it up with a big smile.
Nobody would even know.
No, honestly, it's amazing.
You always, smiley, positive, and by the way, I love the blaze. The top is absolutely awesome. The colors and everything. It's perfect, really perfect. How about obviously, maybe your girls at age, are they coming to help? Are they willing to join?
So when after the cancer diagnosis, I think I'd already started to plan it, but we were doing a mother and daughter retreat. It was on the calendar anyway, because I wanted, my eldest at that point was 16, and I thought it'd be really lovely to get her to come away and we could spend some quality time together. And I thought there must be other mums and daughters like that. So we did a mother and daughter retreat, and I was well enough to go, not to facilitate it. Jackie did that, bless her, but to go and enjoy it with Amelie, my eldest. So that was in the summertime, and yeah, it was great. And one of the activities we did, so my sister-in-law makes and grows her own flowers, and she's like a flower farmer near Lewis, and she came along to help one of the activities where we made flower crowns for each other. So Jenny bought all these beautiful homegrown flowers. It was August time, so there was a lot of choice. And then we sat there and then we made flower crowns for each other. And all the other mums and daughters made flower crowns for each other. And then at the end of it, we did this little ceremony where we I'm going emotional again.
I will go emotional about what you're talking. You talk about you.
We then sort of presented each other with the crowns and told each other how we felt.
Oh
my
really
goodness!
nice, yeah.
There wasn't a dry eye in the house for all the mums and daughters there, but there was mums there with like women my age with their mums, and then there was me with my daughter. So it was really mix of ages and mix of reasons why people were there. It was lovely.
And it's so nice when a mum and daughter can do something together, like today.
Yeah.
Although people can't see what's going on.
Today behind the scenes is my mum.
Yeah, so we have Meri's mum here today. She's listening in, and it's such a lovely thing. And it's funny you talk about
special.
mum and daughter retreat, because you just had a mum and daughter retreat, haven't you?
I had, my
with your mum.
And
Where did you go?
Good. Yeah, we had because obviously I'm living here for so many years now. I almost don't have quality time with my mum, and this year we've been to Italy to a little retreat together.
Nice.
And it was good.
We've got to carve out the time, haven't we, with our loved ones, because time goes by so quickly, and we don't.
The things that we focus on the day-to-day everything, and very often the closest people you've got around you, you think, I've got time, I'll do that. Yeah, we will. Yeah. And this is how the idea from sorry that we mentioned that now, but it's going to be quickly. It came up just out of nowhere, just because there was an opportunity, and for over 15 years we didn't have something like that. So let's do
Take it. Yeah.
And so when you were saying that as well, did you create more mum and daughter, or
not yet? It's so strange, isn't it? It felt like it was this tangible moment in my recovery and Amelie's age and her life, and I haven't put another one on the timetable, although we have had people interested in doing it, and it was very special. So in the future, I'd like to do it again. And I've got a middle child who's a girl, so it'd be nice to take her, Ophelia, as well, because then she would love to come. And she's 14 now, so maybe
he's got the time
in a couple of years. But it's funny because when I got sick and I was at home and I was able to do a few bits and bobs, all I wanted to do was just be there for the family. Like, I wasn't interested in going out, going to the theatre, doing all these things, going on holiday. That made me realise that wasn't important to me. What was important to me was just to be there, like the everyday stuff, doing the school run, cooking their tea, talking to them. And it's funny how it's the simple things in life.
Those things we take for granted in life so much, but yet they are so valuable moments.
When you think they're going to be taken away from you, they're the things you need.
How did they go through all that?
How did they cope?
Yeah.
Well, do you know what? I think they coped amazingly well, to be honest. But maybe they didn't show me so much. But they're very resilient. Children are, especially at those ages. I've talked to Amelie a lot, the older one, about it, probably because she was able to sort of understand a bit more with the age she was. But I've been very open about it. I've told them about all the diagnosis. I've told them not the details of what could happen, but the fact that it's there. It was heartbreaking telling them that when we came home from hospital. That's the hardest thing to do, is to say to your kids, mummy's got cancer. But
you have to be open and honest, because they will see the changes in you, and then it's gonna.
Yeah, because otherwise they'd be more terrified of what you're going through and seeing, and they see the treatments and the cause of the treatments and
And
the
we laughed
difficulty.
as well.
Yeah.
You know,
This is what is
Yeah.
helping.
Yeah.
we laughed
Laugh.
and you know, they're
Laugh,
like,
love, and good
yeah,
thoughts.
Yeah.
And this is what is coming your way, for
Yeah.
sure.
And now you're making it even more precious moments and memories, and those are the great things, aren't they? To do in life?
yeah. Try not to get too set in a routine and doing some things as well now, and making the memories and taking them to Greece like I did and things like that. Yeah, but no, you know, who knows what the future holds? Like you said,
You never
none of us know, do
but
we?
just look how many. Although it happened something really horrible,
Yeah,
it brings you to amazing people who I'm sure they're gonna be guiding you, and they'll be
Yeah.
on your way for really long. And yeah, you're already building better, better company, I would say, and
Yeah.
even, as you like to say, evolving. So.
evolving and see where else it goes. And I would like to maybe host a retreat for women who have gone through some sort of diagnosis, that not one where we sort of sit and be sad, but one where we can come together and be really empowered to, because it definitely gives you focus. It definitely sort of draws your attention in,
And you
with
can learn
anything
from
like that.
each other experience, because
Yeah.
we are all different, all react different, all learn different things. So
Yeah,
I think it sounds like a great idea.
yeah.
And the thing is, together in that situation, you can celebrate the fact that you're going together
And everybody gets
and you've
it.
got there.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
such an important thing. So,
Yeah, so I think that might be a thing in the future that I want to do. But who knows? At the moment, I just want to enjoy a bit of normality, and I'm still on loads of medication, so I still, you've got all that to deal with, which most people who've gone through cancer treatment do have to come out the other side with ongoing treatment. But generally, I try and distract myself with lots of good stuff and try and avoid thinking about it as much as I can. Yeah, so who knows?
Sarah, thank you so much for today. Thank you for sharing. It's such a powerful journey, and you're a real inspiration to us, and I'm sure to all our
Absolutely.
listeners. So thank you so much for sharing your journey with
And
us.
actually, I'm getting interest, but I can't drive campervan. Maybe I can go with
Don't tell
someone.
my dad that.
Yes, yeah, I can't, and I wouldn't. But yeah, is there an option someone drive and I can join with them?
Well, just come with a
Share,
friend, and then
yeah.
you can both share a camper van, and then get your friends
because
to
it
drive.
sounds really cool and interesting.
It's beautiful,
and it's
yeah.
So who knows? I might see you there. If
Yes.
not, definitely we'll keep in touch. And thank you very much for your
Thank you
time
for having
and
me.
for being so open and honest with us. And you are inspiration for sure.
Thank you.
So we'll be pleased to share the links below to Sarah's business. Please do have a look, and for ladies, just have a look and check it out, and follow her as well on Instagram. You'll find the links below. We hope you've enjoyed today's episode, and we just ask if you'd subscribe to the channel, and please do give us a like.
And also, if you'd like to help us and support our project, please have a look on the link, buy me a coffee, and just help us as much as you can. Oh, it's very much appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye.